I'm assuming everyone can already see. Yep, I can see the split in my OBS and on the stream. So I'll be starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, young Garrett. In the nearby rooms, I will instruct you in the various skills you will need to survive. Please stay in the entrance area to each room while I explain the room's purpose. When you are ready to begin your lessons, proceed down this hallway to the first room. You must learn how to move unseen. Stay in the shadows. Avoid the light. The indicator on your screen will tell you how visible you are. Try to reach the top of the platform without being
For a moment I thought
Now
I'd
you must learn
lost
to
that.
move quietly. Some surfaces are louder than others when walked upon. Very good. And moving quickly makes more noise than moving slowly. Listen to your own footsteps to hear how much noise you are making. The instructor will have his back turned. You must get to the top of the platform without being heard. Beyond this door is a hallway that will lead you to your next task. Now get your weapons. To pick up objects, select them by centering them on screen until they light up. Then use them. Now you will learn new movement skills. First, climb the rope by jumping onto it. This obstacle is easy to climb if you know how. First, move close to the wall. Next, jump to grab the edge of the wall and hold
That was a
yourself
good
on.
keeper's training,
I am most
I think.
pleased with your progress. You have passed the last test.
Not going to be record breaking
If you
or
wish,
anything,
you may
but
stay to practice your climbing.
Few too many to try to hide.
you probably won't hear me talking much during this run.
Since I'm in here, I might as well pick up something for myself.
Oh shit. You might hear me say oh shit a couple of times though, when stuff like that happens. I know some people would probably just restart at that stage, but
Since I'm
the
in
time
here,
loss is
I might as
actually
well pick
fairly
up something for
negligible
myself.
over the full 1 hour 30 minutes. If you're wondering why I died then, in New Dark you can mouse wheel upstairs and go extremely fast. However, then you also hit the step and immediately die halfway up. So mouse wheeling upstairs is always a risk, and in this case it really did not pay off for me. It's one of those things which you never should do, and yet always do because it is technically faster.
I wonder if he reads them or if it's just for show.
In this case I am going to lose a small amount of time on this mission over my last run. And that's entirely because I died once. If this mission also goes badly, I'll probably restart. And given this is Crag's Cleft, that is a fairly likely possibility. I've often said Crag's Cleft is the worst mission, or the hardest mission in Expert. Worst mission still goes to Thieves Guild for very different reasons. Hi, Dad. My dad's just walked into the room, so I'm going to temporarily mute. I'll be back shortly.
I heard that. Show thyself or face the consequences. Come closer, and thou shalt feel my age.
All right, old man. Let's get you out of here and me my money. Good thing you're dying, Cuddy. Or I'd have to kill you for stiffing me. Again. Snap, snap. Felix went out to the hall, went to sleep down the road. Left me his notes. I was forgotten. Evidence box. Loot collection. Stairs. Offices quarters. What's your...
Speak!
This must be how they spend all those tithes.
Thy fate is written in the book. Show thyself. Wear thee to the sea.
There's Basso. If you weren't unconscious, it'd be simpler, but now I'll have to carry him out.
Okay, I'm back. Dad's still in the room, but that should be fine. You might hear some background noise, and I apologise for that. In answer to your question, Dan, yes, I do have a microphone. It's just in this particular instance, I had to mute it temporarily. That won't happen very often, so don't worry about it. hope I've actually done all the objectives.
Way down.
So this is down in the Bone Horde. It's actually one of my favourite missions. As I've described before. I think last time I ran this mission I had shown off the change in route I made to it. Okay, I know I showed it off yesterday, for those who are watching. Was it yesterday or was it the day before that? Oh, anyway. 'Always remember not to mouse wheel jump that particular jump, because if you do, you go further. Because that's the thing with when you use mouse wheel. If you're on an object, you'll always jump further than if you're just going on the ground. That includes things like pressure plates as well, which is why I'm very cautious about mouse wheel jumping in that room. That's what I need to have right now. I think in one of my test runs, I went through this place and ended up 100 gold short at the end, which is not fatal to a run, but it's certainly very bad. A lot of people use their speed potion here. For me though, I'm going to be saving it for later. There's a far more important jump which requires it. Unfortunately that does mean I have to go a slightly longer route through the Burrock Caves, because the normal route pretty much requires the speed potion to effectively run over a Burrock. curious how much time I'm going to save on this mission, because I know I'm going to save time, definitely. Yeah.
Quintus, I presume.
It could be as much as a minute. That surprises me. I'd have thought the current IL uses that route. That does actually genuinely surprise me. Okay. I said I'm about to save time. I won't save time if I keep messing this jump up. Okay. I actually named it Ass back when it was a pure luck mission. Because this mission used to be, if people remember, way back before I was really running, a case where you would follow these two people, and there was a 50% chance you would get a decent time, and a 50% chance you would get a long route that killed your entire run. It was effectively a reset point, equivalent to eavesdropping. Oh, it's still 90% luck, but the difference is it's now controllable luck. It's also still a massive pain on expert, and normal for that matter, but I've actually cleaned up the names on my normal scoreboard. They're now all fairly generic. I should probably do the same with my expert leaderboard, because I am slowly trying to make my Thank you, Udo. It is now very tempting to change Barford's to Bangford. And Crap's Cleft is definitely accurate. No, but I am slowly trying to make my stream more presentable. TC me. Can you... I used to throw a flash bomb here. Turns out to be completely unnecessary. Now this guy on the other hand... Usually I knock him out, but this time he's decided to just piss off on his own. And now for the hardest jump possibly in the game. At least in this particular run. I'm not sure this is... Got it. I know I've gotten that first time in one of my first couple of speed runs, so again I'm likely to lose some time in this mission. Because that particular jump is... Like, on normal it's a nice bonus. On expert it's completely essential. Now, you may notice I'm constantly saving. Yeah, that's completely natural after some of the runs I've had on this mission.
It may be time for me to move along now. Don't want to wear out my welcome.
I can't bunny hop through this next section, as if the alarm goes off, I lose a significant amount of time on this mission. And it is very easy to set off the alarm while speedrunning like this. In fact, it's possible I already have.
Someone get him!
Got the objective. And now, for a tense escape. Either I've made time or I've lost time, and I'm not sure which at this stage. I made a tiny amount of time.
Hold it right there, Garrett! Move and you're dead! Come on, dead. Hey! I'll see you scared, huh?
So this is Thieves Guild, my least favourite mission. It's my least favourite because it's dull, not because it's hard,
They're so busy.
but it's also quite hard and long, so... And yes, I know what I just said, and I know what you're all about to say in the chat. Be a bit more mature, guys.
Hey, I'm not deaf, you know. Come out.
Well, I stole his health potion just to drink it immediately. That was definitely worthwhile on full health.
Furious when he...
Yes, the key issue with this particular mission is it is... Yeah, you've put it right there. About 70 NPCs. And unlike normal, we don't get to skip half of them. We get to skip about a quarter of them.
Rambles would have smelled better.
Like, I genuinely don't know where they put all these NPCs when they're not around patrolling.
Garrett, you're crazy for coming down here.
Okay, that's fine, as long as the archer doesn't alert.
Make you bleed!
If he wants to follow me, that's fine, he'll end up fighting a spider. I need to remember to actually use my speed potions, which I have far too many of.
Don't... Hey, right there, Garrett.
Is everyone finding the video laggy like Yersho is? Obviously I'm not noticing anything on my end. Oh shit, when did I last save? It's probably on your end, then. Try refreshing, Yersho. Oh, Yersh. It's Yersh. You said you wanted to be called Yersh, not Yersho. I'm so sorry. I'm a terrible streamer.
You're annoyed.
Oh my god, I can't believe that worked.
Now I can get my vase.
What the hell are you doing here? Oh, what the hell are you doing here?
Why isn't that guy just attacking me?
Your organs, Tapper boy.
I mean, I shouldn't be complaining, I was on 1 health, so... His reluctance to attack me probably saved this run.
It's all about. Poke your head out. I'll end it for you.
Not going to bother going for the coin, as I believe I've already picked up enough to not need it. At some point I need to actually take a calculator through this mission and work out exactly which bits of loot I need and which bits of loot I don't, and then cut out the bits that are slowest to grab. Because there's a lot of loot to grab and it's all in tiny amounts, so physically doing the maths is going to be a pain, but it needs to be done. I can't afford to keep grabbing 25 loot from far off places which are not necessary.
Hey, stop! Don't move!
I just see what I think I saw.
Who's there? Help! Me!
Yeah, I can't really help you there, Yersh. I just stream, I don't really do anything particularly special for it, so I'd be very surprised if it's anything on my end which I can help. I mean, I would not be at all surprised if it turns out to be,
Help! Don't let him get me!
oh no.
Help me!
Sorry, I got distracted there by, something to grab.
Kill! Scared, huh?
Time to start drinking the speed potions. I'm not going to bother using one to get through the water because I don't think it's worth it when I can do this. Or this. It's not working. No, it only works in the first pipe, it seems like. That's odd. That first pipe must actually be like smaller than the others. But you can actually mouse wheel jump through the underwater pipe. Open that and then drank.
Thought I saw something.
Sit right there.
What's that?
You can jump on any surface in the water. It's just that it doesn't usually do much good because you just launch slightly into the air then slow down. Any point where you are squeezed between a flat floor and a flat ceiling, you can mouse wheel jump and get some decent speed out of it. Of course, the number of times that happens during normal play is exceedingly low unless you play a lot of fan missions. And even then, it's probably not that many. And I'm now being chased by a lot of people. I'm going to make a shit ton of time on this mission. I don't know what I got wrong last time. Oh. Where the hell is... I might actually need to reset or restart now, as I think I've actually made a critical error. And it's because I didn't grab some coins earlier. Because I don't... Is there any more loot in this mission? Oh, there it is. Okay, that was almost disastrous. Okay, that was actually terrible. However, I'm still a millions ahead of my previous time. And hey, I'm trying to encourage people to run the game, so if you do think you can do better, by all means, try and beat me, and you'll do it quite easily because this is actually going pretty terribly. Despite the apparent major gains being made on my last run. This is the sword, it's my favourite mission. Oh yeah, if you are interested in speedrunning Thief, there is now a link in the chat to it. I don't know how many people may just be watching without checking the chat. Obviously, if you're on YouTube, I'll have to put a link in the description if I remember. If I don't, poke me in the comments and I'll add it then. At this stage, anyone who wants to run the game should join the Discord as soon as possible, because there are a lot of people there, and we are actually building quite a big community at this stage. And when I joined it was like 3 people, now it's like 6. So, you know, 100% growth rate. I'm actually going to need to use a rope arrow here. Usually I just drop down, but I've taken so much damage over the rest of the mission that becomes deadly. If you are thinking of speedrunning, the one thing I should at this stage point out is there is a big difference at this stage between New Dark and Old Dark. What you're currently watching is a New Dark stream. They're both good and they're both fun in their own ways. Personally, I prefer New Dark immensely, but That's just my own opinion. Oh, bugger. And that guy really doesn't like that opinion, so I'm going to run away from him as fast as possible. And I just made 2 minutes, or close to that, or 1 minute 39 seconds. Well, actually just sort of, I don't, damn it, didn't press the button. I should stop talking to the chat and start dealing with actually doing the run, because this is where things start to get a bit confusing for me. Until now, most missions have been roughly either extensions of the normal run, or at the very least, they've simply been completely different to the normal run. Now I start getting into things where there are similarities that are just enough to confuse you if you're not paying attention. Oh yes, Discord should totally make a standalone client. I'll definitely have it open like 24/7 if they did. Burrocks. I know someone in the chat likes Burrocks, so I'll refrain from screaming obscenities at them. So you're actually see something fairly new at this stage, because there's recently been a discovery made for normal, which is actually usable on expert as well. I say that and then completely miss the jump. But yeah, that's completely brand new at this stage. And this is another change to the route I've made very recently. And it's been because of Burks at the end causing me problems. I've decided it's just faster to eat the time loss from I didn't break the door. From picking that door, rather than wasting time dealing with the pool of Burrock. Because the Burrocks really like to bathe in this little pool of water. And for those who have seen my technical world record run on speedrun.com, you'll know... Actually, have I actually submitted that to speedrun.com yet? I don't think I have, but when I submit that, you will see exactly why I hate Burrocks. Sometimes you can mantle there and not even take any damage from the fact that you been bunny hopping so hard. No! Oh shit. Oh no, that's fine. For a moment I thought I just lost literally 5 minutes of or 2 minutes of run. But in fact I've not lost about 10 seconds. Factoring in the fact I actually went the wrong way. I mean, the thing with Burks is, they may look cute by some people's standards, but you've got to imagine the smell they make. Like, they are literally fart monsters. Or burp monsters, rather. Oh. I need to remember where I'm going. Like, is that really something that you want to have in your house? A burp monster that burps constantly and kills things by burping on them? Oh my god, that is the best Burke RNG I have had, I think, ever. For those who haven't ran this mission before, you won't be aware of the fact that that particular area
Looks like this place was built by my old pals, the Keepers.
is effectively Burke Central, and it's usually crawling with the creatures. And they usually end up blocking you and wasting your time. Sometimes I'm forgetting which mission I'm actually on next. I need to remember Mage Towers is after Haunted Cathedral.
Someone used their magic.
Any intruders better hope we get through first before the hand mages do.
Thought I saw something.
Hello? Is someone...
I do wonder if there was meant to be more to the Burks in the basement on that mission. Because a lot of that mission was cut. So,
So this is where the
Like-
mages hide their dirty little secrets.
To attack will gain you nothing, man.
like with the note about being a security floor, maybe there was meant to be an exit via the Burke pen. That would certainly make sense.
What was that noise?
Here's an arrow for you!
I'm actually playing super sloppily. I'll need to do another run after this one to actually get a decent rundown. That guy's following me. Like, my RNG has all been fairly good so far, but my actual run has been bad. I mean, I lost time on Barfords because I died stupidly.
It's like Captain Regalio's
Maybe I'm being overly harsh on myself, but
thing he can't hold out on me.
I'm feeling like this has been pretty atrocious so far. And then what I did on Thieves Guild as well, I went from making us like, if I had known the mission just very slightly better, I would have known about that base already and would have just gone straight for it when I realised I was low on gold, rather than running in circles, which is kind of what actually wasted the time there. The time lost from just going for the base would have been negligible, or the extra base, the non-objective base. What I think I learnt there though is I do need to actually make sure I grab that extra coin from the servant's basement place on the other side of the map. This is a slightly tricky trick. You may notice I didn't do what most people do, which is immediately go for the side. I instead waited until I was through the closed door. That's because it is more of a time save if I don't have to open that door on the way out. So I take advantage of that. If you haven't seen this trick before, by the way, you're probably looking at the screen and asking what the hell I'm doing, and how I'm doing it, and why I'm no-clipping. This is, without a doubt, one of the biggest discoveries we made in New Dark, as you can go to that particular spot you saw me go to outside of the fire tower, and basically float through the floor. I'm just going to check. Yeah.
Don't move.
Okay, this is not going to... Okay, I'm going to need to flash him. Why am I doing the Papyrus? Why didn't I just do the... That did not go quite as smoothly as it usually does. If you're wondering how I survived that fall, the only answer I'll give is chin straps. Garrett's chin is exceedingly solid compared to the rest of his body. And I'm probably not going to... Yeah, that's as much as I need. Now we're going on to Lost City after this, which is the mission that is the most different from what you have previously seen if you've watched just a normal run.
That'll come in useful.
Because Lost City is completely different in the new in this new route. It starts the same, but there's this pesky loot objective and this medallion objective. And because of those two objectives together, we have to actually go all the way through the mission. Almost going along the Thief the Dark Project route. For those unaware, there's Thief the Dark Project and then there's Thief Gold. Thief Gold has 3 extra missions and makes significant changes to this mission in particular. I'm playing Thief Gold right now. But in this case, the 2 missions are actually, like, on Expert. We're taking the Thief the Dark Project route for most of the way, just with a few diversions and different things being done. Also notably,
So
we do
this
not
is the boss.
use a rope arrow
So this is the
at this
boss,
point,
is it?
and we do not have a speed potion to make the
Boss
jump
no
easier.
more.
And there's a spider in the way, which is deliberately
So
trying to...
this is
Get out of the way, you stupid spider! There.
So this is the boss. It's not
And I'm on 1 hit point. Joy. And I know someone's going to say efficiency. So yes, I should really be happy about being on 1 hit point. I don't think I have to go through any flames or bug swarms on this mission, so having 1 hit point is as many as I need. But God, is it going to be tricky. I usually quite enjoy this mission, though usually it isn't this worrying. Hold on. I might have a problem here.
creepy.
Yeah, this run has been kind of a disaster so far. Don't let the -3 minutes fool you. This run has pretty much gone terribly in every way. It's just that, unlike my previous run, I'm actually putting in some effort, I guess, and I know where I'm going. Like the previous 2 runs, I made big mistakes where I forgot where I was actually trying to get to, because I've been doing normal runs for a while beforehand. This time I'm just not playing well. Still, I'll see what time I get.
There is a strange presence here.
Just double check I bought. Yep, I bought papyrus. That papyrus is actually 100% essential. As for those who aren't aware, there's a scroll you can buy on this mission that makes certain junk objects into loot. Most notably a set of masks. In fact, I think it is just the set of masks. I don't know if there is anything else in the mission. And we'll be grabbing 2 of those masks later. Because those masks are somewhat valuable to us. For those wondering, if I am feeling up to it, I will be doing another run after this one. So I'll be doing 2 runs today on Expert. Hopefully. It's possible when I get to the end of more, I'll just be so exhausted, I'll cancel that. Because you have to remember, this is a long and hard journey to take.
What have we here?
slow down there because I thought I was getting enough speed to actually go careening into the lava, which I really do not want, because lava hurts, and I do not have much in the way of strength to survive lava if it starts hurting. Usually you'll see me just run past enemies. In this one instance I actually have to put a stop to them before they shoot me, because this room, you're running alongside the wall looking up and not looking where you're going, and being shot by 2 fire elementals while you're doing that will kill you every time, guaranteed. Oh, that got it. And that means this area will be nice and quiet for now. Which means I'm actually going to go for the faster route through there. Usually I do a little loop in that little area because it's safer. But in this instance,
Anybody home?
I can afford to be a bit more... Oh, I've been in 1 hit point for a while, Amorphous. You're a bit late on the 1 hit point hype train.
How can the keepers keep this place a secret?
And yes, I do have enough loot to finish the level. I'm looking at the time, I might be saving another sort of 3 minutes, which surprises me. Don't worry, you haven't missed much not paying much attention to the stream, Amorphous. As I've said before, I'm not actually running particularly well today. Which slightly surprises me, to be honest. I was expecting this to be quite a smooth stream. Still, I'll probably say about 5 minutes over my last PB. Okay, so this is Song of Caverns. Song of Caverns is going to be either the thing that kills the run, or the thing that makes the run amazing, or appear amazing on paper. Because this is a luck-based mission. Make no mistake.
Guess I'm not getting any information from Geary after.
It's a luck-based mission dependent entirely on where people are and what people are doing when I get there. And while there are ways I can minimise the luck, I can't remove it entirely. So, going through the Cray Beast Caverns is nice and simple. I've actually just beaten the one bit as actually challenging on Expert. But once we get into the Opera House, things take a turn for the extremely bad. Like, I cannot stress enough how much I fear what's upcoming.
Curtains went down on this guy a long time.
You may notice I haven't bothered with Geary's knife this time, or even Raoul's skillet or pan or whatever it is.
This looks like the way in.
This is because I shouldn't need it. I don't think. Because I just go through here and I've already bought a pair of... Where's the end thing? Oh, there it is. I've already bought a pair of flash bombs. I might live to regret that decision though.
So, do you read Crib's latest? And Jim, who are you?
Knock them both out because it lowers the number of people running around the mission and, like, screaming. Which in turn lowers the amount of random elements running around.
Someone there? Alright, you're in for it now, Steve.
What's that? Help! Help! There's
Damn
someone
it.
in here.
I bounced off of her so I couldn't fit behind her anymore. Usually you can jump in and then end up behind her, and that saves a decent amount of time. But this time I'm having to go... Well, I had to go round her. And this is where things get hairy.
No, you're around here somewhere.
Because there's now at least one archer who might be coming to come shoot me. Or alternatively will be running around making noise and attracting everyone else. Directly below us at this stage is the last bit of loot we're going to be grabbing in the mission, and it's on a pair of people. If they get alerted, then they'll start running around and I won't be able to loot them properly. Which is not quite a an instant fail condition, but it's pretty close.
Hey, where'd you have at you?
And then finally,
Thought I saw something.
while I'm doing all this, hold on.
Not a scratch.
There are numerous bits of loot I need to remember to... There are bits of loot which I need to grab, and they're all very spread out. So if I forget to grab anything... I drank the potion hoping I'd be able to run in there and run out before anyone arrived. I shouldn't have done that. I should have saved the potion for when I usually use it. But yes, to finish my garbled set of statements, which I've completely screwed up, there's a lot of loot, there are a lot of people, and if I miss any of the loot, I'm screwed. And some of that loot is attached to those people who are running around.
It's curtain time for you, Steve. Hey, hold it right there, Tapper.
Ow.
Intruder here.
Okay, so I'm looking at the time on the thing. I'm going to lose some time on this mission. I must have gotten a godlike run when I first did it.
Nice little bonus.
Okay, this one wasn't a particularly good run in general, but any run where I don't end up losing significant time is pretty godlike on this mission. Feck. No! And this is what I mean by
This latest opera from
problems. And if that guy shoots me... Nope, he didn't shoot me. Sorry, I've completely broken down from actually talking at this stage. I am just
Who's there?
basically panicking. Yeah, that's the right term. Okay, now I can calm down a bit. We are past the worst mission. We actually passed the worst bit at this stage. From now on, it's mostly just missions that are hard, marginally harder than the original ones. This is undercover. I'm fairly confident the way I'm doing it is considered slow by the standards of most people watching this in the future. But as of today, when I'm actually doing the run, it's fine. Like, the logic I work on this mission is no one can set off the alarm and kill me if no one is awake. And that is my entire objective here. Just make sure no one's awake to kill me. This may sound odd, but it's actually it's more consistently fast than just running through without knocking people out, just because otherwise you're wasting so much time getting blocked, as that was always the big problem with this mission. When you go through this corridor in particular, on the way out, it was very easy to get blocked and then to die. Equally, if the alarm went off early, it's, again, easy to get blocked and die. By making sure everyone's unconscious, that doesn't happen anymore. Oh wait, right, where am I going? Apparently though, my sense of direction and forgetfulness is still an ever-present problem. I can't believe I keep, like, forgetting where I should be going and just going the wrong way. I need to iron out that problem, but I don't know really how. So this is where you get most of the loot in the mission, in that one room. And now I get to walk up these stairs and proceed straight to the talisman itself. The reason why I make sure that particular bridge is down is because when that's across, you can actually run across it and jump across it at exceedingly high speeds, as you saw there. And you can grab it fairly easily on the way out, so long term it will be a slight time save, even if right now I'm still not used to grabbing it, so it's still slightly slower. Now at this point, if I've chosen the right exit, I should be able to get to the front door, which is now my goal. Without getting killed. Return to the Haunted Cathedral. This mission is one of the harder ones on Expert, but not for any big, because of any big changes, because it's just hard. Funnily enough, what I'm currently doing here used to be the normal route, and still is for some people. Damn it, I can usually get it in a couple of jumps. This time I'm... Yes, got it. Now, usually you'll see some kind of clever trick down there. In this instance, I don't need to do a clever trick down there, because conveniently for me, as someone who hates doing that trick, I don't actually have enough potions to do it. I apparently do have enough potions to, or enough stupidity to fall to my death. Now this is what killed my last run, because there was an attempt after my PB that was doing it, I think, way better than what I've currently got. It was like -10 or something, it was 10 minutes. But I made a stupid mistake on this mission that resulted in the entire run having to be abandoned. Let's see if I can avoid making it this time. This is Escape, and it's the one mission I would actually call easier. Like, flat out, no question easier than its normal counterpart for speedrunning. An absolute nightmare when you're doing it for the first time, but given the fact I actually have a blackjack throughout this mission, it is easier. And the reason I have that blackjack is because I need to grab a rope arrow at the start anyway. And if you're grabbing the rope arrow, you may as well grab the whole package. The downside, of course, is that I have to go and grab that book you saw me reading from, and if I don't, I can't finish the mission. Other than that, same deal as with normal Escape. Somewhat RNG based, but otherwise fairly nice. And now on to Strange Bedfellows. There is only one issue with this mission, and that is bug beasts. Bug beasts are significantly more dangerous on Expert, but not for the reason you think. You see, if I touch a bug beast with any form of damage, or the bug beast manages to hit me, either with itself or one of its bugs, or just one of the stationary bug swarms that starts off on the mission, I will immediately get given an objective to kill all the bug beasts. This is a speedrun, and killing bug beasts is slow. Other than that, it is identical to normal. I think I am allowed to flash bug beasts. Yep. Okay, let's see what my RNG is like. That's not the worst. And I'm past it. So yes, that was the one part I was really worried about on this mission, and bluntly in the rest of the game. Some people might be aware that on More, there is now something called the Mind Trick, which you might think is going to scare me, but it's actually impossible to do on Expert, so thankfully I'm spared from that. by virtue of it supposedly being harder on expert and therefore you not having mines. Okay, this is more of chaos. For those still watching, this is the final mission in the game, and this is mostly identical to playing through more of chaos on normal. Just with less health and therefore it being much easier to die horribly on the way down this first ramp. That was a significant time waste, by the way. There are a few, however, notable changes. Most of which... most of which are fairly self-explanatory. Was that a death walk I just did? I have no idea, you'll have to go back and watch it. I just immediately restarted because I'm doing a real run right now. And it's not worth worrying about if it's going to ruin the run. So first big difference, I do not even attempt the whole skip. Before I started doing the run proper, I did do some test runs of the whole skip, and it is simply too impractical to do in a full run. Second big difference, this used to be where I'd do plum strats, as they are called, where I'd go after 4 plums and use them to get myself down the well at the end of this walkway. Plum strats are now completely and utterly defunct due to the new strategy, which does in fact work on old dark. I have tested it, where you simply jump down the well. Though yes, I refer to that as standing well jump, even though it technically isn't standing because you are jumping. And it is without a doubt the easiest way to get down the well fast. I don't know if it's significantly slower than normal well skip or well jump, but normal well jump is almost impossible to pull off, so yes, I am indeed a clumsy taker, Udo. What you're now seeing is... this is where the next skip would have taken place. Technically it is still possible, I think, but it's not worth it because it would mean carrying a corpse up here. And carrying a corpse up there would actually be slow, and then I'd have to wait, even after grabbing that corpse, for a for one of the eggs to pass through an underground like cavern so I could land on it, and then I'd have to make one of the hardest jumps I've ever made. So basically it's a whole bunch of stuff, and it wouldn't even save time. Now in a moment I'm going to come up on the end of the game.
Let's just disable.
There's a portal there I need to disable, but I'm going to save that for now, because I want to go down here first which is actually a mercy for everyone, because I get to go here, set him off to go down the path, and then mercifully we actually get to do something while we wait for him. Other than, you know, put the eye in place. That was slightly too close for comfort. Now this is actually slightly harder than it looks because the arc needs to be exact on particularly the moss arrow. But we have all the time in the world because we're waiting for Constantine to finish. Now there's one last thing I need to set up. This run is looking good on paper, only because my previous run was terrible. And I've now got a bit of a problem. I need to lose just a little bit more health. Expert has only been done twice before, and the previous world record, to my knowledge, is 1 hour 31 minutes. 29 seconds as well. So technically you're about to see a world record, guys. I will just point out, there was a point when I was on stream, and I was thankfully not being watched by anyone. But, I actually had a run where I got to this point, and I saw Constantine and I was like, yep, I'm done, and just, I sat here while he did the whole ritual and never disrupted it. I never actually went into the middle and put the eye down and replaced it. Which led to mission failure, of course. So I know people like to laugh at Psychosis for killing himself too early, but I think I actually outdid him. So Psychosis, if you're listening, Psychosis, you're not the dumbest person to ever make a mistake on More of Chaos. I am. Or, we're not the person to make the dumbest mistake ever on More of Chaos. I'm not saying either of us are dumb. We're both, I'm assuming, fairly smart. And no one ever had to know, but I felt it was important for historic accuracy that I mentioned it. This might actually be a 125. In fact, it will be a 125. Possibly just under. Which is kind of what I was expecting. And I know for a fact I did quite terribly on some missions, so you could probably get this down to a 120. Like, no joke. A late split there to make sure I hadn't pulled a Psychosis. Okay then. Factoring in the late split, that could easily be a that might actually be a 124, 44, or 45. Either way though, that is the new world record. You may notice it's greens all the way down. Yeah, sub 20 is possible. Like sub 120 is possible. I'm certain of it. because if you actually look through the list, I was about a minute slow on Thieves Guild. I think I lost quite a lot of time on Lost City as well, maybe 30 seconds. Song of Caverns I had some problems on, again another 30 seconds I'm going to say. Return might be possible to do faster in the actual route, and I also failed the jump several times, so Return is definitely like I could do it 14 seconds faster, I can tell you that for certain. Possibly even 30 seconds faster. Escape went as smoothly as it could have. Mage Towers went pretty smoothly. But yes, oh, and one of my secondary goals, I went the right way on the sword. I actually took the route I designed for myself beforehand. Both previous runs, I ended up going the wrong way when I got to the top of the rope, and ended up along a different route, which was worse in every way. Okay.